At that time, we were looking at the MLS services, and we were getting ready to make a change on MLS. We had been on a system for many, many years. Agents had gotten used to it, and we were beginning to look at new systems because of all the change in technology. So that was my big deal at that particular time, was the new MLS system. It was not perceived well. We had a lot of complaints. We had, I got phone calls. People thought I was the next Hitler, running Nazism through the association because I was changing something that was working fine. What the agents did not understand is that technology was moving fairly quickly. We had been on a system that was an old system, and there was a lot of new technology that could make it better. And because they didn't have the privilege of going out and seeing all these different systems, they just didn't have the knowledge. And then once we got the system in place, then people called me and told me it was the next best thing to sliced bread. So it was a change. It tells you that knowledge is power, and the unknown is always a large factor in fear. And once people got it in place, they realized that this was a great system, and now everybody loves it. I think the biggest surprise is that when you coming into that position, you have all these grandiose ideas of things you want to do and things you want to change. And I think what I realized, and it happened very quickly for me, was that you had to focus in on 2 or 3 things, and that's what you kept your focus on. Because you couldn't make all those changes. You're only there for a year. And by the end, by mid-year, staff was moving in for the new guy coming in 2003. So you only had really 6 months to do and implement everything. So that's what I learned, that I had to pick my battles and fight those. And the big position was to look at the war. And that was really what the deal was. And so it was very humbling to me, because I thought I could do all these things, and I just really couldn't in a 1-year period of time. My theme for 2002 was building bridges. And I think my greatest achievement was being able to bring in all the auxiliary organizations. We were able to bring in Montgomery County. We were able to get in with some of the minority associations, the Asian Association, the Afro-American Association, the Hispanic Association. We would be able to build bridges to them and let them know we wanted them to be a part of their association. We realized that they needed their own also, but they were a bigger part of a bigger group, which was the Realtor Association. I think the bigger play of the internet, the more demanding of the consumer wanting a say, wanting to have information, and I think that's probably been the biggest thing in the last 8 years, is the consumer is king. And we've got to determine that we can't fight it anymore because they're getting the information from other people. And I think in the last 8 years, I think that has been the biggest issue, is being able to be comfortable giving information. No, we've been the gatekeeper. We've been keeping all this information. You can't be it unless you're a realtor. Now the consumer wants it, and I think the biggest change has been us adapting to that change and being willing to give that information, and I think we've become a better realtor, a better association being able to do that. I think the biggest advice I would give is that they need to get involved with H.A.R. They need to drink the Kool-Aid. You pay your dues, you've got all these products and services, and I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't take the time to learn all the things that your association gives to you. Until you've gone somewhere else and visit another association, you really don't know all the tools that you have, and you need to take advantage of it. And H.A.R. has put all this together for you. They've laid it out on a plate, on a table, and what you have to do if you're a new member is get involved. And you're going to think that you don't have time for it, but you really do. You cannot get involved because it's a part of your business. And one of the things it taught me when I got involved is that I can still do my business, I can still be successful, I can still handle customers, and still take the time to know what's going on in my association, because the things that I've learned have allowed me to do business easier. I know what to do. I know how to answer questions. I know where to get an answer. That's what you need to do. You need to drink the Kool-Aid.